guys, welcome to this fertility yoga class. Today's class is going to be for the spring phase of your cycle. So this is pre-ovulation phase, so before you've ovulated, after your period has finished. And what we're going to do in today's class is really tap into the energy of spring, because one of the amazing things about really connecting with our own fertility and our ability to produce a child is really connecting in with our natural energies and trying to work with our natural energies. So the natural energy of spring is a lot lighter. If you've just finished menstruation, you're coming into this fuller energy. It's less heavy and lethargic of menstruation, so you're starting to get this really light feeling about the body. And it can be a little bit of fun, so you might start feeling a little bit flirtier. Your body starts to feel lighter, so not as heavy around the belly. And it's a good time to really embrace that playfulness that you're feeling. So particularly when you're trying to conceive, things get stressful, and it can feel stressful and maybe a little bit too focused on conception between you and your partner. So spring phase is a really great time that you can just connect in with that energy of fun. There's no chance of conception at this stage, so you don't need to even be thinking about timings or anything like that, and you can just be connecting with your partner on a fun level. So in our yoga class today, I'd like for you to connect with yourself on that level, because in order to bring that energy to our relationships, we have to first have cultivated it with ourselves. So as well as creating that on the mat, I'd also like to encourage you to create that in your life as well. So this is a great time to schedule social events, to do things that are fun just for you. So nothing to do with creating a baby, just stuff that you enjoy. So if you've written a happy list, this is the time to start ticking a couple of things off the happy list, maybe trying some new exercise. In regards to exercise other than yoga, it's a time that you can push your body a little bit more, so you don't need to be thinking, oh, maybe I am pregnant and I need to be careful. This is the time to explore and have fun and really move your body in just a fun way. Get everything flowing. So obviously it's going to help conception anyway, because it's going to get the blood flowing to these organs, but keep the focus on fun. It's lighthearted. So make sure you give yourself that time during the stage to really take a break from the heaviness of trying to conceive. So embrace that energy of spring, that fun, fresh, new energy, and the excitement of what is to come. All right, so getting into our yoga practice today, we're going to focus on some twists. So this is really the only stage of the cycle that I'd be encouraging you to do any strong twisting. During menstruation, obviously we don't really like to do that because it doesn't feel good. We're all bloated and yuck, and it just doesn't feel nice. And then when you're trying to conceive, during ovulation and then during the 2-week wait, so premenstrual time, you don't really want to be doing any twisting in case you are pregnant, because while it's unlikely to do anything, we just don't want to stress the body unnecessarily. So this stage is the only time you'll find any strong twists during my class when we're talking fertility. So before we get into the class, I'd just like to mention this is also a really great time to do a womb massage. So once you've finished bleeding and you're moving into spring phase, it can be a nice time to start massaging this area. So that's going to help to get the digestive system working, and we know that when we're trying to fall pregnant, we want our digestive system working as well as can be, so that we're getting enough nutrients and we're not sending the body any messages about there being a lack. And also to help massage those reproductive organs to make sure the blood is flowing into them. So when you're massaging, what's happening is you're compressing, and that's releasing all of the blood from that area. And then as we release it, new fresh blood flows into those organs. And that's the same thing that we're going to be doing in today's class. So check out my video on womb massage if you'd like to do one yourself and know how to do it. And just a reminder, this is still a fertility yoga class. So even though we're in the spring phase, we've got lots of vibrant energy, we're a little bit playful, and you might feel like challenging yourself. When we're trying to conceive, we do want to keep our exercise at about 80%. So even during the spring phase where we've got high energy, you don't want to be stressing the body out. So even a really strong yoga class, so something like a really hot Bikram class or a really strong power flow, can be too much for your body, especially if you haven't practiced yoga recently or regularly. So make sure you come back to about 80%. You're not stressing your body out too much. And also I wanted to let you know there is a mantra for this phase of the cycle that you might like to work into your yoga class. When I practice, I often At some periods of the class, recite my mantra that I'm working with for that stage of the cycle, just to kind of refocus on my intention. So during the spring phase, you can of course create your own mantra, but my suggestion is to use something along the lines of, my body is healthy and vibrant, and I am ready to conceive a healthy baby. Otherwise, let's get into our flow today. Get some comfy clothes on, roll out your mat, and let's get going. So we'll start in child's pose. So sit back towards the heels, stretch the arms out in front of you and rest the forehead down. If it feels okay, you can bring the knees together so that the belly is gently compressed on the thighs. And just breathing deeply into the belly. And slowly exhaling and releasing all the air from the lungs. As you inhale, come up onto the knees, walk the hands forward and start to melt the heart down. So it will feel like your bottom is sticking up in the air. Maybe the chin finds the floor, maybe the forehead. And if that's not comfortable, you can find a cushion or a block underneath the head. So just opening up through the heart and through the upper back here, through the arms, and letting the belly find a nice, soft, comfortable position. Breathing deeply into that belly, so we've got lots of space to do that at the moment. And then as you inhale, leave the hands where they are. Slide the body forward and come down to your cobra. So we're going to bring the hands back slightly on either side of the shoulders. Roll the shoulders back and down and lift through the heart. So we're getting some beautiful compression through the belly here. If it's a little bit icky on your low back, make sure you really press the pubic bone down and draw the toes in slightly so the legs are engaged, and that should take any of that ickiness out of the low back. Just breathe and lift through the heart here. And exhale, release down. Find one cheek to the mat, rest down. You can release the hands too if that feels nice. And then as you inhale, come up into our Sphinx pose. So this time the elbows come underneath the shoulders, the palms find the floor. Again, roll the shoulders back and down, engage the legs, so just gently draw the toes in. And you want to lift through the heart. So you'll notice we're still compressing into the belly. So if you're really early after menstruation, so you've just hit spring, this may not feel good just yet. So maybe wait a little later in your cycle. So a couple of days later might feel better on the belly. If it feels okay and it's all right with your back, you can press into the hands to come up a little higher. So really stretching into the belly, getting all the blood flowing to that area. And then exhale, slowly release down. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders and we come up into our tabletop. So bring the knees under the hips, hands under the shoulders. We gently engage the belly, and as we inhale, we lift the tail and lift the head. Exhale out through the mouth. And we're going to do 3 more of these, nice and long. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. As you exhale, imagine the stress leaving your body. Inhale. And exhale. And then just take some circles through the hips, through the upper body. So really feeling into your body. Hopefully you're feeling quite good in the body at the moment. Just moving in any way that feels good for you. And then when you're ready, tuck the toes under, peel your way back to down dog. And again, find a little bit of a playful dog here. So bending each knee, maybe you even want to open one leg up, open out through the hips. So really finding space through the body today, not worrying too much about sticking to rules, just moving in a way that feels good for you. And then from here, look towards the hands, press into the hands, and you can hop up if you like. You can step 1 foot at a time, nice and slow. You can just take one big step in between the hands. We forward fold here. So really bend into the knees. So the belly is going to be compressed onto the thighs. And just hang out. If it feels good, you can sway the body from side to side.
Keep energy pressing down through the heels so you get a nice long stretch at the back of the legs. Keep your Ujjayi breath flowing in and out through the nose. As you inhale, halfway lift, so press the hands onto the shins. Exhale and fold. Inhale, sweep and rise the arms all the way up. And exhale, bring the hands to heart. You may like to work your mantras in here. As you inhale, open the arms up towards the sky. Exhale, bring them to heart. So I often repeat my mantra 3 times as I work through sun cells. One more, inhale, open. And exhale and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Let's step the right foot back. Bring that right knee down. Leave the right hand on the mat and inhale the left arm up to the sky. So finding a twist. Keep this knee drawing in. Exhale, lower it down. Tuck the back toes. Step back through plank. Bring the knees down, because remember, even though it's a playful time of our cycle, we still want to keep exercise gentle when we're trying to conceive. So we're not putting any stress on the body. As you exhale, lower down. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, child's pose. Take a seat back. Inhale, rise. Tuck the toes. Step or hop to the front of the mat. Exhale and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Inhale, sweep and rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale and fold. This time, step the left leg back. Bring that left knee down. Left hand to the floor. Inhale, open up for the twist. So keep that right knee drawing in. It may want to pop towards the side, but see if you can keep it in towards the body. Exhale, lower the right hand down. Step the front foot back. Bring the knees down. Squeeze the elbows in as you exhale. Inhale to rise. Exhale back to child's pose. Bring the knees together so you're resting the belly on the tops of the thighs. Inhale, coming back up. Tuck the toes under, peel your way back to down dog. Right leg to the sky on the inhale. On the exhale, step the foot between the hands. So it doesn't matter how many steps it takes you to get it there. Inhale, come up into a high lunge, and then exhale, open out to warrior 2. So opening through this area of the body here in our warrior 2, bringing lots of fresh blood to where we want it. Inhale, straighten up the front leg, reach forward, and then tip into your triangle. So still opening through this area of the body, drawing the shoulders back, opening the heart. Deep breath into the lungs. Remember, we want to focus on letting any stress go. Trusting in divine timing. As you exhale, lower that top hand down. This may be fairly strong for you. If you need to, you can bring the back foot in and shorten the stance a little bit. Inhale, we open to a twisted triangle. So just do your best. And then exhale, lower the hand back down. Inhale, open back up. And then reverse. So bend into the front knee, reverse your warrior. And then inhale, come back up. Bring the hands to heart. We're going to turn the toes. So you can turn the knees out and the toes out. Bring the hands to heart. Take a low squat here. So if you're feeling the muscles around here working quite strongly, that's good. So we're starting to tell the body to pump some energy to this area of the body. As you inhale, come high. As you exhale, come low. Inhale high, exhale low. Inhale high, exhale low. One more, inhale and exhale. Beautiful. Press into the feet, turn the toes,
Let's find our warrior two. So open the arms out, bend into the opposite side. So really opening up through this back thigh. So it almost feels like you're trying to open that hip. Straighten up the front leg, reach and tip into your triangle. So with triangle, there's not too much weight dumping down. Keep it nice and gentle through this bottom hand, maybe even float it if you're feeling like you want to dump into it. Breathe. And then see if we can find a closed triangle. So bring the hand down and open the left up behind you. Just for a breath. And then exhale. Lifting the arm up. Inhale, back through our warrior two, hands to heart. Come back to that low squat, our goddess squat. And you're our goddess. So embrace that energy. So we're doing all this twisting because after menstruation, we really want to make sure we've twisted out all that old energy. So we're letting the old cycle go. Fresh, new start. As you inhale, press into the feet. Turn the toes, so this time they're pointing in the same direction. Hands on the hips, inhale, open through the heart. Exhale as you fold down. Bring the hands underneath the chest. And just soften the head and neck down. Inhale, lift and lengthen. So if you can't reach the floor, if your hamstrings are quite tight, you could bring some books or a block underneath them. Exhale and fold. Inhale to lift. Exhale and fold. Let's walk the hands over to one side. And then inhale the other arm up and maybe over towards the floor. If this is too much, you can just bring it to the hip. But if you can, find that little bit of a twist here. Gently release. Walk back through the center, opposite side. You almost feel like you're walking the hand over to the opposite foot. It's obviously not going to get there, but just giving you an idea of where you're going. Slowly release back and then back to center and fold. All right, so from your forward fold, creep the hands back out underneath the chest and then step them up to the hips. Inhale, rise the body all the way back up. We're going to turn back to our original side. So come back into a high lunge. Inhale the arms up and then open them wide. So really opening up through the heart. Bring the right hand underneath the left. Wrap the palms. This is called eagle arms. Inhale the hands high, exhale the shoulders down. So releasing any stress from those shoulders. If it feels good for you, you can inhale, open up a little bit higher. And then exhale, soften in. Inhale to open. Exhale to close. Inhale to open. Exhale to close. So this time, as you come down, release the hands, frame the front foot, step back, come back to down dog and pedal it out here. And then bring the knees down, sit back to child's pose. Make sure the hands are about shoulder distance in front of you, maybe a little bit wider. As you inhale, you're going to creep the body forward, chest comes between the hands. And inhale up to cobra. Exhale it back. Inhale it forward. Exhale it back. One more inhale. So be playful with this. Feel into your body. Exhale it back. And then tuck the toes under, peel back to your down dog. Left leg to the sky, inhale it up. Exhale, step it forward between the hands. Get steady into your legs before you ask them to rise, inhale. Exhale, open. Really opening through the heart. And then this time, left arm comes under, palms find each other. Lift the hands, drop the shoulders. And if it feels good, you can do the opening with the breath. Exhale to close, lean forward. Inhale, open. My balance is all over the place today. Exhale to close. Inhale to open. Exhale to close. Release the hands. Bring the front foot, step back through down dog. And then bring those knees down. This time bring the body weight straight forward. Squeeze the elbows in, come down to the belly. Inhale, baby cobra. So we've done this one before. Exhale, release one cheek to the mat. Give the hips a little rock from side to side. And then as you inhale, lift. Bring the elbows back underneath the shoulders. So we've been here before as well, Sphinx pose. Lift through the heart. And then exhale, release down. Find one cheek to the mat. All right, we're coming into quite strong back bends now and strong pressure into that belly. So this is obviously the only time of the cycle that I'd be recommending these poses. So make sure if you are doing these poses and you're trying to conceive, you are in your spring phase. So you haven't ovulated yet and you've finished menstruating. All right. Reach the right arm forward, reach the left hand to the left foot. And as you inhale, lift the hand and foot and really press the foot into the hand. So all of your midsection is being compressed here. So you're pressing into those reproductive organs, your digestive system, and you're kind of wringing out all of the junk that might be held into there, even if it's emotional junk. So inhale, lift up a little bit higher. And then as you exhale and release, and you let go of some of that pressure there. Give the hips a little rock from side to side. All beautiful, fresh blood and energy flows into those areas. Let's come to the opposite side. So left arm out in front of you, reach the right foot. Press the foot into the hand, lift, breathe. So again, if your low back's not loving this, engage the legs and draw them in towards each other so the inner thighs help to protect that low back. Exhale, release down. Little rock from side to side with the hips. All right, come back to the original side if you like, or if you're feeling okay, you can come to full bow. So finding the feet, drawing the knees slightly in, and then as you press the feet into the hands, the heart opens, the legs start to lift. Doesn't matter if your pose looks anything like mine. Do your best. Remember to keep breathing. That is the most important part. And exhale. Slowly release one cheek to the mat. Give those hips a little rock from side to side. All right, our last pose before we head into our meditation is going to be a variation of locust. And what we're going to do with the hands is we're going to tuck them under the body to support the pelvis, but also to really get in there and massage the ovaries. So when you're coming down, you're going to bring the hands, so find your hip bones inside the hip bones. So you don't want the hip bones pressing on the arms, that won't feel good. But you want your thumbs almost on your pubic bone. So you'll work it out where it feels comfortable and they're pressing in into your groin area, I guess. All right, so as you come down, I know it sounds delightful. So once you're down here, just roll to one side and get the hand in and then roll onto it. So you'll notice it almost kind of fits, like your hip bone will fit over the arm and then the other one comes under and you find the thumbs together. And you can just rest the chin down if you like, if that feels good. As you inhale, lift one leg up behind you. Keep the breath flowing. As you exhale, release it down. Opposite side. So you'll notice as you lift, there's a fair bit of pressure on the fist pressing into the organs. It shouldn't hurt, so if it hurts, ease up. It's not right for you. And lower down. And then maybe you can lift both. So lift the legs. Maybe you can lift through the heart too. And it shouldn't feel painful on the arms either because they should be inside the hip bones. Breathe. And slowly release down. You can release the hands too. Give everything a little rock from side to side.
And then slowly come back up.
So before we come into our meditation today, I'd love for you to practice shoulder stand. So shoulder stand is, other than legs up the wall, which is a really gentle and beautiful inversion to practice, is really one of the only inversions I recommend you practicing when you're trying to conceive. And I'd probably only be doing it during this phase. Shoulder stand is a great one because it presses into our thyroid and can help to stimulate that gland if it's not doing its job as it possibly should be. So again, it's that same idea of pressing, releases some of the blood, squeezes out some of the gunk, and then as the blood flows back in, it's all fresh and new again. So if you're practicing shoulder stand today, you can do this off the wall. If you check out my online yoga studio, there's a class in there where I show you how to get into shoulder stand if this variation is not right for you. If it is okay, take the legs up. Press into the hands, engage the core. As you lift the feet up, bring the hands onto the hips, and then as you engage through the core, you can lift the legs up to the sky, and you'll notice there's a fair bit of pressure here in the neck, and that's pressing on that beautiful thyroid. So coming up as high as you can onto those shoulders. There shouldn't be any pain through the neck or the shoulders, so if there is, make sure you release it down. From here, you can have a little play with the legs if you like, bringing them over. So starting to release. I know for me, I hold a lot of emotional stuff in my back. So for me, this gives me a beautiful release through there. But if thyroid is your issue, then you're probably also pressing into that area quite strongly here. If the feet find their way behind you, you can release the hands, come up a little bit higher, but if they don't, just keep the hands on the back supporting. And then when you're ready, you slowly release the hips down almost into the hands, all the way down. Get yourself really comfortable, and it's time to meditate. So make sure you're as comfortable as you can be. Whether you're sitting or lying, give yourself a last little wriggle. Make sure everything is relaxed. Start breathing deeply into the lungs. So making sure you're filling that low belly, filling right into the top of the chest. Remember, this is one of the only things that can bring us down from feeling stressed. And when you're trying to conceive, not being stressed is the number one thing that you can do to improve your chances. So breathe and breathe deep. Each time you exhale, feel your body relaxing a little bit more, noticing that nervous system starts to slow and calm. Let's do a quick scan through the whole body. So starting from the crown of the head, releasing the face, the back of the head, releasing down either side of the neck, the shoulders, the upper arms and lower arms, all the way down to the fingertips. Release through the chest, through the upper back, through the belly and the low back. Release through the hips and the thighs. Release through the knees and the lower legs, all the way down to the toes, until your whole body feels totally relaxed. I'd like for you to try and keep this feeling of relaxation throughout our meditation. See if you can keep the breathing deep and long. And if you ever find that the mind wanders, just take a deep breath in, follow the inhale, and let the exhale release and relax you once more. So in today's meditation, I'd like for you, as you lie here in this restful state, to allow the mind to wander to things that you feel grateful for. So sometimes when we're trying to conceive, our mind naturally wanders to all the things we don't have. It counts the missed opportunities, it calculates dates and times and obsesses over these things. Instead, let's focus on what we have right now, all the goodness and the joy we have right now, because focusing on what we have, we create more of what we have. So where are the beautiful, loving things in your life already? It might be a loving partner. It might be opportunities in your life. It might be a beautiful home. It can be simply the sun on your face in the morning. Maybe you already have children and you can focus on how much they delight you, how grateful you are to have them. Sometimes when we think of that, we feel sad for what we don't have. Try and stay out of the sadness today. Stay in the gratitude for what you do have, for all of the amazing blessings that you have. Breathe the feeling of gratitude in, so from the belly up to the heart. All of these blessings you already have in your life, breathe them up into the heart space. See if you can also be grateful for your reproductive system. It can be a part of the body that when we're struggling to conceive, we start sending all our negative thoughts to. It's that part of our body's fault. See if you can find gratitude for it. If you have regular cycles, thank your body for being in tune, for finding its rhythm. If you've had another child, thank your reproductive system for that child. Even if it's just finding gratitude for your reproductive system, for your creative center's role in creating the life that you already have. Our creative power comes from our womb space. And when we're in cycle and when we're in tune, we find that our creativity ebbs and flows just as our energies do over the cycle. Thank your body for this rhythm. It is unique to us as women, and we should be incredibly grateful for it. It is not something to think it's us being a bloody woman. It's not something that we should look down on, despite perhaps how our culture sometimes makes us feel. It is something we should feel a complete divine connection to. And it links us to every other woman on this planet. Feel that gratitude in your heart for your body, for your life, for your creative power. Breathe it in. And thank the universe today for all of these blessings. When you're ready to, start to slowly bring yourself back. So start allowing the mind to wander back to thoughts of the body. Start to slowly wake it up. Deepen the breathing if you can. Take small movements. Maybe hug the knees in, maybe stretch out long. And then in your own time, roll to one side before slowly coming back up. So I hope you enjoyed today's practice. I hope you found some ways to be playful on the mat. And I hope that you can find some ways to be playful off it as well. Remember, tap into this fun, lighthearted energy. If you can release even a little bit more stress during this cycle, get into that playful energy and focus on the positive, you're going to set yourself up for the next 2 stages of your cycle, which can be a little bit more challenging. So get yourself into a really great place now. Do something off your happy list. Make yourself feel really good. So before we finish up, I just wanted to remind you of the mantra for this cycle, because it can be something that you can use throughout your day. It doesn't just have to be used on the mat. So it might be something that if you're working a breath practice into your day somewhere else, so maybe while you're driving your car, you could work with this mantra. So repeating it to yourself while you're driving the car. So your mantra for this stage is, my body is healthy and vibrant, and I am ready to conceive a healthy baby. So whenever you need to, whenever you're feeling stress coming up, big deep breaths and recite that mantra. So I recommend that you practice this yoga class throughout your spring phase. You can do it every day if you like. Every second day is great. Even just once or twice is fine. Obviously, the more you put into it, the more you get out of it, and the more you're going to be able to tap into this energy. Remember, this is a great time for a womb massage, so go check out that video if you're interested. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of your spring phase, stay lighthearted and fun, and I will see you in the next video for ovulation. Namaste.